Before we jump into a Chiefs mailbag, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want more Chiefs videos. You want to stay up to date on the latest Chiefs news? We got you covered. Rumors, we also got you covered. Trade ideas, free agency, your questions like we're about to do on this mailbag. We do it all here on the Chiefs Report, so subscribe. Don't miss any of our videos because we have you covered on a daily basis. I'm Harrison Graham here on the Chiefs Report. We're going to answer all of your questions, so let's get it started. Tony Fuentes, a loyal member of the Chiefs Report, says, which pass rusher should the Chiefs go out and sign? Well, we just broke down a few guys, but, you know, you've got give me that list, Trace, the three free agents that we just broke down on the live show. Here's some trade targets. You could trade for one of these guys, Robert Quinn, Josh Allen, or Caleb Von Chasen. Also some free agents to keep in mind, Jason Pierre-Paul, Justin Houston, Everson Griffin. Akeem Hicks is another name. He's more of an interior guy, but he could rotate inside and out. I mean, they could bring back Alex Okafor. That doesn't do much for me, but those are some names to monitor on that front. Terry Singleton, do you think they're done with free agency, or are they going to take their time with free agency? I hope they're not done, Terry, because I don't think they're in good enough shape at defensive end, at edge. I don't like what they have there. I think they're at least one, if not two bodies away. I would have loved Jadeveon Clowney. I would have been cool with Melvin Ingram. Didn't do either. So maybe they're done. I hope they're not, but they might be. Rich King, if we trade for Robert Quinn, what do you think we should trade for him? A second would probably get it done. You could also trade a third and a fourth maybe to get it done. Something like that. I don't think the Bears want player compensation unless you're going to throw a young, talented player like a McCole Hardman over there to Chicago, but they want draft compensation for Robert Quinn. King of KC, would you trade a first-round pick for Danielle Hunter? A lot of pass rushing talk, and I don't blame you guys because that is the focal point of this defense right now. You got to get better there. I mean, I consider it. You need pass rushers, period. Like, you've got to get better at rushing the passer, and I just don't think you have the personnel to do it right now. I think that, maybe you get some production from a guy like Leo Chenal as a linebacker that blitzes some, but I don't think he's going to give you 10 sacks or something like that. He was a good blitzer in college, I will say, but yeah, I mean, Danielle Hunter, first-round picks a lot, but I'd consider it. He's really, really good, and he's a guy that I think you guys should monitor on the trade market. Would you trade a first-round pick for Danielle Hunter? Type T for trade, type P for pass. I'd consider it. If you would too, type T. If not, go ahead and type your Ps. Kevin McFlurry, the Chargers are not the biggest threat in the AFC West. They always choke while having a top 5 offense and defense. Well, then who is the biggest threat? Kevin McFlurry and the rest of you? We've got the question ready to go. We'll ask you, who is the biggest threat in the AFC West? If you don't think it's the Chargers, then type D in for the Broncos or LV for the Raiders. If you do think it's the Chargers, type LAC. I would rank it Chargers biggest threat, Broncos second biggest, Raiders third biggest. But let me know how you guys feel on that one. Mike Tilson, if we don't get more pass rush, I fear our 6-year run as AFC West champs may end. What do you think? It's possible. It might be possible anyway. This division's going to be harder. I would still pick the Chiefs as of today, but I don't think it's a given. I don't think it's a guarantee. I think all 4 teams enter this year feeling like they have a chance to win it, and they should because the other 3 teams invested a lot to improve, and the Chiefs' depth got better this offseason as well. Obviously, we'll see how the offense looks without Tyreek Hill, but this is going to be a 4-team race at least to start the year. Jay with a question. Do you think we still need wide receiver help, and would you trade for a physical receiver like Denzel Mims for the Jets? Mims is an interesting player. I'd almost rather just see what Justin Ross has. Their skill sets are somewhat similar, although Mims has better speed. But I'm not opposed to trading for a guy like him or another receiver. But if you're going to trade for a receiver, I'd probably rather just go big and get a big-name player over a Denzel Mims. Daberson, #Chief. Should we pick up a veteran receiver to help him develop Skyy? I mean, guys like Odell Beckham are out there. Cole Beasley, a proven slot. If Skyy Moore is going to play a lot of slot, he's a guy you could go look at. Those are a couple of interesting names. Obviously, Jarvis Landry is no longer on the market. But I think Skyy Moore can develop either way. I mean, he's got vets on this team like Juju. McCole Hardman's been around for a few years. Valdez Scantling's been in the NFL. So, sure, you could go sign an OBJ or someone else, but I don't think it's necessary. Tatum Williams, would you like a trade for Brian Burns? Hell yes. Brian Burns is a beast. I would trade a first and then some for him probably. Like him a lot. I don't think Carolina's going to move him. They're trying to win this year, even though they don't really have a quarterback right now. But I would absolutely be interested. Rollo Brown, why do everyone think the Chiefs are washed? We only won the division 6 straight years, consistent in the playoffs. What more do they want from this team? I don't know who's saying they're washed, Rollo, but I do agree that people thinking that this era, this dynasty is over, I don't think so. I think this is still the Chiefs' division. I will admit, when they traded Tyreek Hill, I did not like that, and we'll see how it plays out. I still have some questions, but I think Brett Veach did a tremendous job with the draft picks he got, and I think this team's going to be really good. So I don't think the Chiefs are washed at all. I do think the division's better. I think the other teams improve, so things have definitely gotten harder. Now, if you believe in the Chiefs and if you believe in Patrick Mahomes, then why not go ahead and rep him by wearing his jersey? We got some available for you guys for just under $100, $99.99 before tax. Chatsports.com/MahomesRed. That link is in the comments and in the description of this video. Go rep number 15 today at chatsports.com/MahomesRed. KL368, what do you think is a realistic expectation for this defense? Right now, I think I'd be thrilled with top half. Like, if you had a top 16 defense, I'd be thrilled because I don't think this pass rush is going to be that great, and that concerns me. I do think the linebacker unit will be good with Nick Bolton, Willie Gay, and Leo Chenal. I think that's a really good trio. I think the secondary has a chance to be pretty damn good, but I just don't like the front, man. I like Chris Jones. I like the Karlaftis pick, but I don't know about the rest of it. Arthur says, should we go get Odell? I'm open to it, Arthur. I'm open to it. I don't know when he's going to be fully healthy, but I think you've got enough, pieces at receiver that you can hang on without him, and then once he's healthy, you can work him into the offense. Mike Tilson, no matter how things play out, I can't wait for the season to start. I'm with you, Mike, and be sure to subscribe because once the season gets here, we'll have you guys covered with daily Chiefs videos just like we do now. We'll do some live watch parties on game days when the Chiefs play their opponents. So subscribe and join us because it's going to be a blast. Okay, Dakota Moore, could we still trade for DK or Deebo? If so, who will we trade? Who will we trade for, or who will the Chiefs trade to get him? I can answer it both ways. I think if I had to pick one that's more likely, I'd say Deebo, but I don't think it's either as super likely. As far as what you would trade away, I would imagine you would include a guy like McCole Hardman in a major receiver trade because young player on the final year of his rookie contract that could get a fresh start elsewhere because let's be honest, if you trade for Deebo or DK, Hardman's role diminishes greatly. And then obviously at least a first-round pick and maybe a little more. A first, Hardman, and maybe a third for one of these guys. I could see it being something like that. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, got a buddy going to Kansas City soon, and he wants to know what the best barbecue in Kansas City is. I sent him a few locations, but I want to hear from the Kingdom directly, especially you guys that live in the greater Kansas City area and have been to all the best spots. So let me know in the comments. I'll be reading them. I'll send them a full list based on what you guys say. So don't let me know. Don't send me those garbage spots in KC because there are some bad ones. Favorite barbecue in Kansas City. Let's hear it right now. Couple more here. Dakota Moore would trade for a wide receiver. Okay, Dakota. Not really a question, but I would be open to it. Tony Fuentes, will the Chiefs have a great season? Define great. Winning the Super Bowl? I don't know. I think they're going to make the playoffs at least. I think they'll win the division. And, anytime you win the division and make the playoffs, it's a really good season. Now, the standards for this team have obviously, gotten to be off the charts. If you're asking me today, do I think they're going to win the Super Bowl? I don't think they're the favorites. I think they're a favorite, a top 5 or 6 team to do so, but it's a tough league, man. They've been the most dominant team in the NFL the last year with 4 straight conference championship appearances, but, one Super Bowl to show for it. It's hard to be the Patriots when they won 6 Super Bowls with Tom Brady. So it's what the Chiefs are striving for, but it's hard to get there. Appreciate all your questions. If you want to ask me more questions, you can do so on social media at HGramNFL on Instagram. That's also my handle on Twitter. Give me a follow on social media and DM me with all of your questions.